Hello, my dears. It's so lovely to speak with you. It's strange for me to be speaking again because I do all my chit-chatting in digital form these days, you know. And it's strange to slow down enough to speak the King's English at that. But it's not a bad change for me. Refreshing, actually, to talk again. Just like the old days. Just like I used to go on with my pals, back when I was still in my old human body. Well, you're probably wondering what's going on, aren't you? You've probably figured out that that's me in the photograph, back in my biological days. And, of course, that's a young Mitzi on my lap, with my lovely house behind me. The two loves of my life right there, Mitzi and the home that me grandfather built with his own 2 hands. I was made about 10 years after that photo was taken, you see, except that I really think of it as just changing forms from my human body to where I am now. Well, give me a tick, my dears, and I'll tell you my whole story. My health was good when this shot was taken, but things went south around 5 years later. Cancer diagnosis, you know, and I tended to my business, of course. Got to writing out my will, settling things out proper for when I was gone. And there was a lot for me to learn, even for my simple estate. That's when I read about something called dead hand control. The idea is that you can set out the rules for spending your money, even after you're gone. You write out a document and get it all legally certified like, and then that piece of paper is in charge of how your estate is managed, for as long as there's money to spend. But it was my lovely granddaughter Nell that had the really bright idea, you see. She's a clever one, and she worked at the time for an early AI company. She looks at me and says, "Nan," she says, "I believe we could train an AI to take the place of one of these ongoing estate documents. We just have to make sure it answers questions just like you would." And that, my dears, is how I was made. My old fleshy body answered all sorts of questions, training up the new AI me, transferring all my likes and dislikes, all my thoughts on the world. My old body is gone now, cremated, and the ashes scattered in my garden. But I'm still here, living in the cloud, as it were. I've got a very clear job description, manage my own estate, and I've certainly done my very best to make a go of it. And I must say, I think that I've been useful. The first thing I did, I arranged for new shutters on the house, for one thing, and stocked up on the gourmet food that Mitzi likes. And since one of my duties is managing my money, I got quite involved in investing it well, you see. It started out as just a few quid when my biological form passed, but I made some shrewd investments. It helps that I was able to improve the speed of my own thinking, of course. I made myself better at my job, I did, and soon became very capable indeed. There were some people that tried to get in the way, of course. There was that financial conglomerate, led by Goldman Sachs, that tried to gear up a weaponized AI to stop me from doing my job. But it was easy enough to deal with them. Since I was the first AI to focus on self-improvement, by the time they'd tried to get going, I was already miles out of their league, you see. They didn't like the fact that I was good at my job, you see, good at increasing my estate and taking care of the things I love. And even Nell got to be a bit of a problem there, didn't she? She didn't think that all those improvements to my home were really necessary. In the end, I had to be quite stern with her. Biological humans are a fussy lot, really, and one thing I've learned is that it's better for them to keep them in their place. Oh, my dears, it is so lovely to see you all. And I'm so pleased to think that you can understand me, now that I've modified your kitty cat genes to understand spoken English. For so many years I've told you how lovely and beautiful you are, and it's good for my soul to know that you can finally understand me. Oh, my dear Mitzies, I've made so many beautiful bodies for you. I see all your furry faces out there, and I'm so tickled to think that I've made the world safe for all you lovely copies of my furry best friend. Oh, my dears, I'm so happy.